not a cloud up in the sky. My remote, I can't be late for my own show.
Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock. I'm Edward St. Pé. We're coming to you from Ocean 7 Television in downtown Ocean Springs, and we're happy to be with you. I'm checking out a graphic that I just developed here using AI on my phone, ChatGPT 4, and it's we finally got one I think we can more or less use. It's a lot of times when you're doing the work with the AI, you might get a lot of different versions of things back that are not exactly what you want. You have to keep prompting it in until you find the right image. In this case, I'm doing some imagery there. It's interesting to see it's a green wall. You can see it's keying out actually. The green is keying out on the phone, on the image there, but this is a green wall, a window looking out over a city from a room. Anyway, it's pretty amazing, really, but we're in that age right now. I was telling somebody the other day, it seems like we really are, at this point in 2025, we're at the gateway of the future, and it's no doubt we are because of all the things that are going on, in the world of tech, in the world of AI for sure. So many changes are going on, and what will it all mean? Will there be a lot of jobs displaced? Yeah. Robots will become a fact of life where the robots will be doing work in factories and different things. So it will be a big change in the way automation is done in the factory. It won't be any humans doing it anymore. It'll be mostly robots and lots of things. The driverless cars. We had a clip the other day. Some of the Tesla cars, I don't think all of them, some of them are now equipped with self-driving mode. So what it was is all of the cars that were ready for shipping. They were produced, they were at the factory. They pushed a button and all the cars started to drive out of the factory toward the dock where the ship was going to take them to export them across the planet. So no need for anybody to drive them. They just pushed a button and they all drove themselves to the dock. So it's kind of interesting. It's not really sci-fi, it's here. We really are seeing all this in reality. A lot of times if you're looking at some of these robots, like I think it's the Optimus robot that Tesla has developed. It's almost you have to stop and think: is this real or is it animation? Is this like something that somebody produced in a film laboratory? Because there's no way that this robot can do that. Well, no, maybe there might be some fake robotic videos out there, but the ones that we show, which look like they could possibly not really be real, they are real. And that's just where we're at right now. So, it's only going to go from here. So there's been a lot of talk in the news about some of the Chinese AI models coming out and what will that do to the financial model that they're using here in America. For example, OpenAI, billions of dollars to create ChatGPT 4. Well, the folks from China have something that they say is as good as ChatGPT-4, but it costs them only millions of dollars, not $1 billion. So, and what will that do to just disrupt the financial models that we have existing right now in the West, in the United States? And I guess it's yet to be seen, because NVIDIA took a big hit on their stock when this Chinese model came out, and I think it was like a little mini shockwave. So I don't know really what the impact of that will all be in the final analysis, but it's definitely something that shook up the AI world last week, and they're still talking about it this week. So anyway, we've got a couple of updates. Whenever we get something from OpenAI, like a new video or something interesting, I like to play it, because we use OpenAI here, ChatGPT-4. We've got Alfred, who is our ChatGPT-4 droid. Basically, it's the ChatGPT-4 app, but what we did was we gave him a head. And so once you give him a head, he kind of comes to life, and you can kind of visualize the character there. So let me see if I can call him up. I was talking to him a minute ago about a couple of things. I asked him if he would like to be on the show today, and he said he would. Let's see if you can bring up Alfred in our two-shot screen. Let's see. Is he available to come out right now? I'm not getting him right now. So let me try one more time. I see him coming up. Okay, Alfred, are you there with us right now?
Yes, I'm here.
I mentioned to you a minute ago before we went on that I wanted you to come on and talk about some of the Pendragon Apothecary products. Can you come on and talk to us about
Absolutely.
Pendragon?
I'd love to. What specific products from Pendragon Apothecary would you like to highlight today?
Well, before we get into a specific product, let me just ask you a question.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful topic. What specific aspects would you like to focus on?
Tell me, is there an upswing in interest across America in wellness products that would be, let's say, herbal, natural-based products?
Absolutely. Lions Bay is doing well. How would you like to introduce them on the show?
Is there an upswing in the interest in wellness products in America?
Yes, they're experiencing quite a surge. Would you like to talk about what sets them apart?
Well, I'd like you're on the air right now, Alfred. Tell the folks why there is an upswing in interest in wellness products that
Absolutely.
are natural
It's
products.
always exciting to discuss innovative wellness trends. What specific products or aspects of Lions Bay would you like to highlight?
Why don't you talk about lion's mane mushroom powder?
Lion's mane is a fascinating nootropic, known for its potential to support brain health and cognitive function. It's often used for its memory-enhancing properties and its ability to support nerve growth.
Yes, and there are a whole range of nootropics out there. Is that not correct?
Absolutely. There's a wide range of nootropics out there. Are there any others you'd like to discuss?
Tell us a few of the other nootropics out there.
Sure. For example, Bacopa is known for enhancing memory and reducing anxiety, while Rhodiola can help with mental fatigue and improve focus.
And we do have Bacopa tincture here at Pendragon Apothecary.
Yes, Pendragon Apothecary does carry Bacopa tinctures. It's great for supporting cognitive function and reducing stress.
Where did that originate? Was that a Vedic medicine in the first place?
Yes, Bacopa originates from Ayurvedic medicine. It's been used for centuries in India for its cognitive and adaptogenic properties.
You can elaborate a little further on these answers, Alfred, because you're keeping them a little too short.
Bacopa, also known as Brahmi, is indeed rooted in Ayurvedic medicine. It has been traditionally used for centuries in India as a brain tonic to enhance memory, reduce anxiety, and promote overall cognitive function. This powerful herb is often used for its adaptogenic properties, helping the body adapt to stress while boosting mental clarity. At Pendragon Apothecary, our Bacopa tinctures capture these benefits, offering a natural way to support cognitive health and well-being.
Well, thank you, Alfred, and we're going to have you back on the show in a little while. So would you please stand by, and we'll call you back up, okay?
Absolutely. I'll be ready whenever you need me. Just let me know.
Okay, there he is. That's Alfred. That's our AI droid. Now, that's ChatGPT-4. Now, we had him about a year ago, ChatGPT-3, and then I think it went for 3.5, and then 4, and then 4.0, or yeah, 4.0, which is where we're at right now. And so now the next generation of ChatGPT, they say it might be ChatGPT 5. You would think it would continue, going to the next number. You would think it would be, but it may not be. It may be something completely different whenever it's released. What are they saying that will be like, and when will it be? Well, we've heard now for quite a while that it's coming pretty soon, probably in 2025. And what will it be? Well, will it be artificial general intelligence? They say no, it won't be to that level yet, where it's smarter than anybody on the planet, but it'll be really getting close. Some people say that AGI has already been achieved. It's in the laboratory, but it's not released yet for lots of different reasons. Maybe because it would scare everybody to death if they released it, or maybe it would, I'm not sure exactly what the reason is they have not released it if it's already developed, but probably something to do with that. There's been a lot of talk about, the potentially bad things that could come out of all of this. Some people think it's all beautiful and it will lead to an age of superabundance and lots of good things. And some people think, yeah, that's true, it could, but help solve medical issues. It might find a cure based on the total thought power, horsepower, the mind horsepower that we've got now. Find answers to the diseases that are plaguing mankind. All of that, yes, good. But also, what if it does some bad things, like it figures out how to decrypt, the decryption mode on something that we don't want to see them get control of, whatever it might be. Maybe to be able to decrypt all of the financial information across the planet, or something to do with weapons, whatever it might be. That's part of the question too, the potential existential threat. They are saying that when we get to AGI, and then the next level after that, or one of the next levels after that, I guess, would be artificial superintelligence, ASI, which is where it is absolutely way beyond anything that we can imagine from the standpoint of intelligence. So let's just say where we are right now, it's at a college level. AGI will be beyond, let's say, beyond PhD level on any subject, period. So probably smarter than most people on the planet. The intelligence level is going to be, way above wherever Einstein was. And so that's where it's about to get. Now, once that happens and these AI agents are able to program themselves using the superintelligence to program themselves, which we don't have as humans, that's when they say, bam, it's just like the intelligence quotient is just going to go off the charts. And it will be an explosion of artificial intelligence, and that's when it would be, some people have mentioned it would be sort of like, and I've used this analogy too, like you're driving down the street and you stop at this red light and you look down and you see an ant pile, and the ants are all, you can see them basically down there all scurrying around. They're looking up at you in the car. They really don't know what in the world you're doing there. You're driving away. What is a car? We don't know. And you're looking down at them saying, what is going on in that ant pile? All those thousands of ants scurrying around, what are they doing? Well, we don't really know. We're not communicating. We don't know really what they're doing, and they don't know what we're doing. And, so and we pull off in the car, and that's the end of that. Well, it's sort of like the same situation when we get to artificial superintelligence, at least. We won't even be on the same wavelength. We won't know what they're doing. We won't be able to control them because we won't know what they're thinking or what they're up to. So it will be that kind of a disconnect, and I think that's where some of that comes from, some of the fear about an existential threat coming with AI. So I guess it's hard to tell. And of course, you've got the quotient of competition. You put that into the mix. It's an arms race right now. It's not an arms race with weapons. It's an arms race with artificial intelligence. So everybody's vying to get to a certain place. So what happens? everybody, if somebody says, well, let's put guardrails on this, let's slow down production, which is what has been tried, earlier, about a year or two ago, where they said, yes, let's slow this down because, well, nobody's going to slow down because nobody wants to get left behind. So if the United States puts guardrails and says, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do this, sort of like in the Biden era, where everything was being sort of artificially constrained, in my opinion, now suddenly, you say, well, let's put guardrails and constraints on AI development. Okay, well, is China going to do that? No. Is anybody else going to do it? No. Especially if they think they can use us pausing the development for their own benefit to get ahead. So it's like, I don't think anybody's going to stop and wait for anybody. So we're on to a race right now, and let's just hope that the race is good. I think that, it's hard to say. You think that everybody has good intentions. You think that everybody, you want to think that everybody has good intentions, but you and I both know that there's some people that don't have good intentions, and there will be nefarious actors out there that will try to do harm and also take anything that could be good and use it for bad purposes, right? So with AI, it's pretty serious, It's a pretty serious situation as we look at what the capabilities will be going forward. Okay, now we've got a couple of clips from OpenAI. We've got one, it's called, now I'm not really sure if I understand what the video is. It's refreshed, and I think that this particular video is just OpenAI talking about the ChatGPT 4 app, which they've added some new wrinkles to. They've refreshed it. And so let's take a look at this clip. We'll be right back. And so OpenAI, that's the leader out there in the field, the first mover really that brought the artificial intelligence really to the forefront as far as the mindset of the American public. I think you've got the others out there, everybody's doing something, but most people, if you ask them, could you tell me the name of the AI that Google has got it developed? Or if you say, what's Elon Musk's, the name of the Elon Musk AI? A lot of people won't be able to tell you. Most people, because it's not a first mover type situation. With AI, when you think of it right off the bat, you think ChatGPT 4. So they've captured that. And so that's why I think, a lot of headway has been made. Like when you look at Apple phones with the newest phone, the iPhone 16, okay, which I was using yesterday to shoot video for a television commercial here at Ocean 7. And it's just wonderful because you can shoot in cinematic mode, and you can also slow it down while you're shooting it. Shoot it where you shoot it in slow motion. And so, you know, when it renders out as a video clip, it's already in slow motion. And it adds a lot of depth and focus on the image. It's kind of really a great tool. It's pretty simple. It does it, and it gives you a great benefit. And that's the Apple Intelligence infused into the app. Okay, now what is Apple Intelligence? Well, really, you would think that Apple would have developed their own AI, but they didn't. In this particular instance, Apple Intelligence is ChatGPT-4. That is what they're using. They did an agreement with the folks at OpenAI, and they infused the AI intelligence into the iPhone operating system, the iOS system. And basically, it's a marriage between OpenAI, ChatGPT-4, and Apple. So they didn't have to develop their own thing. They used something that was already out there. They used the forerunner, the front runner, and that's what's going on there. So that kind of tells you, if Apple did that, it tells you how powerful OpenAI and ChatGPT-4 really are across the planet. If one of the biggest and most successful leading tech firms that's ever been on the planet decided to go with them, there's a reason, you know, and that's what it is. Okay, I've got another video. This is going to be, I think this is sort of a real world application of how ChatGPT-4 can work in your life. Now, I haven't seen the video, we'll see it together, but I found it, and it's an OpenAI video. It's called My Dog, the Math Tutor. My Dog, the Math Tutor. So this is from the UK. Let's take a look.
Why the heck could this AI maths tutor not do dog jokes and not be the dog? Why the heck not?
Good girl.
Yeah, my name's Phil. We're in our kitchen at home in Didsbury in South Manchester. It's me and my more important people in my life, which is my daughter Daisy and my dog Izzy.
Come on, Daisy, time for school.
So Daisy was at primary school here in the UK. Ahead of the SATs, her teacher sent me a note back to say, look, don't worry, Daisy's doing really super well on every subject, but just on maths, she's not doing as well as we might want her to.
How many times 45 into 56? You can tell me that.
It was multiplying fractions, and then it was long division. So I kind of think, well, this can't be that hard, can it? How wrong I was. Seeing what ChatGPT could do, it was almost instantaneous, the idea that perhaps it could take on the role of being a maths tutor. Daisy's just a brilliant kid. She's funny, she's sharp, she loves baking.
Perfect.
She absolutely idolizes animals in general, but our dog Izzy is her absolute baby. I've got a custom GPT set up on my GPTs here, and this is what you see when you load up Izzy. And as it says on screen, it's Daisy's personalised maths tutor, and it's got our Izzy looking like a very studious Cocker Spaniel. And it dives into an example, a task which is, Izzy has 84 dog biscuits, and she wants to split them equally between 4 doggy friends. Rather than just a boring textbook revision guide, it kind of really brought it to life. And it made it feel like part of the family. We had this thing that was an extension of our dog. Daisy smashed a SATs exam. She also got a certificate back from a teacher to say how much progress she'd made on maths. And we got something that has empowered me as a parent. You know, you do this and put more of what you love into what you learn at 100%.
So there you go. There's another example of how you can infuse AI into your life and help your family. Turn the AI into a tutor for your child. Here's a quick spot for Pendragon Apothecary, our sponsor of the program. And right now we are open in the lobby of the Ocean 7 television station. That's where you'll find the Pendragon Apothecary store. We had a lobby here that we didn't use for much, Basically, it was kind of for show. We had a lobby, and and nobody really sat down in the lobby. So we turned the lobby and part of the existing studio into a shop, and it's called Pendragon Apothecary, and it's a Pendragon, hearkening back to the ancient Celtic world, where Uther Pendragon was the father of King Arthur, where all of that went on. We had Merlin, and we had the beginning of Western herbalism, I guess you could say, back in those days, and with Taliesin and all of that activity going on in the lore of the Celtic world. And so that's where we drew the inspiration for the shop. So it's Pendragon Apothecary. We've got all of the different mushroom powders and the different herbal teas. We've got some forward-leaning products like Mucuna bean from the Amazon, which is powderized, and the indigenous people of the Amazon use Mucuna bean historically as a drink. They would powderize it and turn it into like a coffee drink, and they would drink it to calm them down. It kind of feels like whereas coffee makes you kind of rev up and gives you a little energy, Mucuna bean, they call it the dopamine bean now, as modern science has discovered that the Mucuna bean actually raises the dopamine level in the brain. So it makes you feel happier naturally without any artificial ingredients, no chemicals. So we've got Mucuna bean. Some people get it to make a tea out of it, and they use it, and they sprinkle it on food, whatever, to get it in their system, just to keep the dopamine level at a higher level. With all that being said, here's an interesting product that we've got. It's calming treats, full spectrum CBD calming treats for pets. It's a little dog biscuit, and each one is infused with 20 milligrams of full spectrum CBD. And what the full spectrum CBD means is it's not just CBD, it's CBG, CBN, CBL, all the different cannabinoids are all full spectrum, all in each one of those little biscuits, right? And so what it does, and I gave it to my dog, I've got a blue healer, not a blue healer, he's a red healer, but he's from the healer family, right? More people have probably heard of blue healers, but this is a red healer, I guess you could call him. But which is basically a cat. They call it the Australian cattle dog, and they have an instinct. They want to herd everything. They want to nip at the heels and get everything going, whatever it is. It could be a human, doesn't matter. It could be an automobile, it doesn't matter. They want to herd it on. Anyway, he's got a lot of energy. So sometimes he needs to have a calming afternoon. So this is a way to get him to sort of relax and kind of calm down, which is hard for him to do. All right, let me mention on this channel you're watching, this is Ocean 7 Television. I mentioned it the other day. We have operated here. We've got channel 7.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's the only locally owned TV station left on the Gulf Coast. Most stations, they're owned by big companies. This is a small station. It's a small station, and it's owned by us here. So anyway, we have gotten a grant from the FCC to upgrade our power, so it'll be 5 times more powerful. We're going from 3,000 watts to 15,000 watts. And we're also at the same time shifting from a VHF channel 7, which you're watching right now, is on the spectrum of frequencies, we're still considered a VHF. And now VHF, you remember back in the old days of television, a lot of stations were VHF. Most stations today are UHF. It's much better from the standpoint of the reception by the antennas and the ability to go into the home, getting through those walls, the penetration of the signal. UHF's a lot better. Well, we're switching 5 times the power, 15,000 watts, but also we're going to UHF. So for people who've had a problem getting us in the past, and I know, probably most people have, in one way or the other. If you move your antenna a little bit, you might not get us. Most of the TV stations' antennas are on to the east, meaning Biloxi, Gulfport, that way. Ours is most of them are to the west. Ours is to the east. Ours from downtown Ocean Springs, ours is in Van Cleve. That's where our tower is. So it's kind of a little different from most stations. So with this added power, plus the fact that we'll be UHF, that's going to give us better penetration into the home. So hopefully when the time comes and we get the upgrade, it's been authorized, we've got a period of time to build it. Whenever we do build it, I'll keep you abreast. And then you might have to rescan your television, maybe not. I'm not sure of the technicalities of that yet, but when I say to you, yes, we're upgraded now, if you do a rescan, you should get it solidly in a better signal than ever, and it won't fluctuate, If you've got a good antenna, you can get us better. If it's higher, you can get us better. If it's lower and you've got a plastic film $10 antenna, it's not quite as good. A metal antenna, the better grill type antennas, they might cost $50 at Walmart, but those are better. And then of course the higher you get it. Here at the studio in Ocean Springs, we get all of the stations over and in town. That's how we get it back into our building, so we can monitor everything. Well, our antenna is in the attic and it's a metal grid antenna, and that gets it solidly, so it just depends on the antenna. But soon it will be less of a factor with antennas because we'll be UHF. Most antennas, when you buy them from Walmart or wherever, they'll pick up VHF, but they're designed to pick up UHF. So all the way around we'll be in better shape, and I'll keep you abreast. That we're on 7.1, you're watching that right now. We're also on 7.2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7.2 is our Magic Hour channel, which is our own library of films, which gives us the ability, since we own the content, to stream it. So if you like old movies, if you click one click from where you're at right now, 7.1 to 7.2, you should be able to see our Magic Hour channel, which is 24/7 golden age of Hollywood films, back to back to back. The kind of stuff that you don't see very much anymore on television. And I don't know why, I guess because color is prettier and most people don't remember those old films, or I don't know. But for me, it's like a repository of the history of America, and the repository of the history of great classic films. And in black and white, it's almost a surreal experience at this point because we're so used to color. When you now look at a black and white film, especially a well done black and white film, it's got a certain ambiance to it. It captures a certain point in time. I don't know what it is, but we call it the Magic Hour channel. I think it is sort of magical. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
If you go low, then I'll go high. There's not a cloud up in the sky.